Have you ever watched Maury or Jerry Springer or a similar show where they're on there for the purposes of determining paternity of a child? One party comes in and says, I am 1000% sure that he is the father. They have picture comparisons that they post up on the walls. They're comparing the eyes, the nose, the lips, the teeth, pretty much anything you could think of. They are 1000% sure that he is the father. So we're anxiously sitting here waiting on them to reveal whether he's the father or not, and then the results come back. You are not the father. Don't let this be you. I'm Marissa V. Grayson, and you're watching Life, Law, and Order. And in this video, I'll be discussing why signing a voluntary declaration of paternity is not always a good idea. Too often, men who genuinely believe that they are the father of a child, after years and years of spending time with the child, bonding with the child, providing for the child both physically, emotionally, and financially, learn that they are actually not the father. In fact, some studies show that 1 in 3 men who take a paternity test to determine whether they're the father or not learn that it's not their child. So while watching this on television may be entertaining for us, in real life, this can be an extreme devastation to all of the parties involved. First and foremost, you have the child who has had absolutely no opportunity to develop a relationship with their true father, has no idea who their true father is, and has to now sit and wonder if the man that they've been calling father or daddy for all of these years will actually remain in their life as their father. That can be devastating to a child. Secondly, you have the father who has been putting in time, effort, energy, money, and everything else you can think of into this child's life, who is now crushed because not only has he wasted all of this time, but now he is forced with making the decision of whether he's going to continue to be the father figure for this child or if he's just going to wash his hands of the situation and walk away. So mom, who is irresponsible, is now, whether this was her intention or not, or whether she actually knew or not, she's being villainized because now she's created this situation where you have 2 other people who have invested into each other, and now their relationship is essentially torn apart. I mean, come on. If you're sleeping with more than one man in such a short time span that when your child is conceived, you have no idea who the child's father is, you at least have an idea that there may be more than one father. So the least you can do is prepare yourself and the potential fathers for the possibility that they may not actually be the father. But no, what she did, even though she had some idea that it may not be his child, but it may have been his child, so I'm going to just go ahead and play it off like this is his child. He probably won't find out, and if he does, it's later on down the line, so it doesn't really matter. So should you sign a voluntary declaration of paternity admitting that you're a child's father and you're not married to their mom? That's going to depend on you. However, one thing that you need to understand is that once you sign that voluntary declaration of paternity, it's a lot harder to try to take that back than it is to sign it later on when you're absolutely sure or willing to fulfill the responsibilities of being a father to this child, whether it's not your child or not. Generally, unless you're willing to remain a part of this child's life as their father, regardless of whether this is your child or not, then you probably don't want to sign it until after you've had a DNA test or are comfortable with the idea that this is your child. Because once you're obligated, you're obligated. And once you've been involved in the child's life for a significant period of time, good luck getting a court to say, oh, you no longer have to be responsible for this child anymore. Thank you for watching this video. For more tips, don't forget to check out my blog, www.marissavgrayson.com.